Hey everyone, welcome to Avian Games. Just Jack today, and I'm bringing you a deck profile, something I don't often do. Chris does a lot more of the deck building, but I thought, you know what, hey, let's do it. It was actually because Chris didn't get together with me and record anything, but whatever. Anyways, we got Danger Dark World. This is one I've owned for a while, and I love playing it, and it really hasn't changed all that much since I built it, but there's some newer things I've tried and which I'll discuss, but let's just kind of get into it. So first of all, I love Danger Bigfoot, and I love this new artwork. My god, tell me in the comments if you like the new artwork or the old artwork better. I like the new one. Pretty easy. I feel like he's just amazing. Get one off the board. I like 3 Thunderbird too. I've seen people cut this down. I don't think you should cut it down because I mean you'll see them replays. I really like to turbo out level 8s, and this is a level 8, so it's really helpful. It's only one of 3 level 8s you run in the deck, so super helpful to get that out, and you can search it a lot of ways. So that 3 Nessie, which is probably the biggest change since I've last looked at my Danger Dark World profile. This card just is too good. This is too good. I know that this is probably faded out of the meta, but like 3 of this is just amazing. It's bonkers. Hopefully everything else goes to maximum power, and we'll see how the meta changes. 1 Ogopogo is fine. It's another level 8. I don't really like it. I just run it for the 8, but it's fine. It's another danger target. 3 Dogman, or Mothman, not Dogman, Jesus. 3 Mothman. This is just to get the discard and the draw, which is kind of the danger and the Dark World theme. That's why I like him. Although your opponent gets the draw and discard, I mean, that could be really good, could be really bad. I mean, maybe they need the cards in their hand. I run 2 Choop. A lot of these things are going to be in grave, and you're going to need the Choop. I don't like 3. I feel like 3 is too many, so I just do 2. So I really don't have another explanation for that. I feel like every time I run 3, I get it too much, and I don't really want it as much as I want 3. I kind of want it like, oh man, I have my first hand, do all this stuff, and then I get it later, and I have it to start doing stuff. So 2 is better for me. 1 Jackalope because it's amazing, and 1 Tsuchinoko also amazing. They're 1 for a reason, really good. So that's the danger package. I don't run any of the danger spells. I know a lot of people like to run this, like at 1 of, but I don't know. I mean, it's good, but I don't know. I'm not a huge fan. I tried it out. It's fine. I think there's other things that are more important to be in here. But anyways, but on to the Dark World. So Dark World, we're looking at 2 Grapha. I don't think 3 is necessary, and I think 1 is too little. I think it's good to have 2 in here. Chris hates 2 ofs, and I just think 2 ofs are a good middle ground to, I don't want this every first turn, and I don't want this too little that I never see it, and 2 is just like the perfect amount for me. And it's searchable through snow, so when she's discarded, you can search any Dark World card, so you could search her if you need him. Maybe you have like another one that you can normal summon, because a lot of the time I like to normal summon some of these guys while I've already discarded him, and then I just get him from the graveyard and I get to put one of these things back in my hand to do more danger stuff with them. So I think 2 is good, especially when you're running 3 of snow. I do 1 Vanguard or Beige, however you say that, just a discard and special summon. It's just another body on board, and you can normal summon if you need him to. I know there's the level 5s that are a little stronger. I used to run 1 of those, but I kind of felt like I would sometimes run into like I never discarded it, now it's just sitting in my hand, and it kind of was annoying, but I could see running 1 too. I put this to 3. I feel like that's pretty standard for the danger, or for the Dark Worlds. God, I'm really screwing it up this entire time. You think I'd know the deck by now. 3 of these. I don't like any of the other Dark Worlds, and I feel like these 3 of Snow and 3 Brow are like pretty standard. I've seen people cut down Brow to 2, but I think 3 is probably better just to have the consistency of more Dark World stuff. But yeah, so that's all the monsters. I really wouldn't change a lot of this out. It'd be very, I don't know what I would get rid of and put instead of any of these things. I ran 1 Dogman at one time just to have another danger, but I cut that because I think it's useless. I cut it for the two danger Nessies. In the replays, you'll see that, I mean, I just keep recurring and recurring and recurring and recurring. So yeah, that's all the dangers and all the Dark Worlds. Now you get the spells. 3 Allure. I mean, it's a nice draw power. You have to banish one of these guys, which is but like, it's fine. You'll recover. You'll be fine. So three of those. You need some draw power, and you really want your extra deck, so it's hard to run any of those like pot cards other than Avarice. But anyways, 3 Dark World Dealings. That's just a draw 1, discard 1. There's another card. I can't remember it off the top of my head, but there's one that your opponent can also see your hand, and it's like dragged down by the grave. I want to say it is. That's good too, but I don't like to have your opponent's. It's good in the fact that you can discard your card that your opponent has, maybe something they need, a key combo piece, and you get to see their hand. But at the same time, it kind of like maybe you want to do a certain play and they discard the card that you kind of want. Although all your cards are really good to discard, but like let's say you have the Choop in hand and they discard the Choop, so you kind of have to play around it a little more and like do your play and hopefully get everything, and then you leave Choop in hand like, you gotta discard that, idiot. So Dark World Dealings, I think this is a mandatory 3 of. I see people cutting this out and making it lower and lower, and I don't know. I think it's really good still. I'm surprised that people would want to cut this. It seems perfect with the deck, but what do I know? Maybe I'm just some plebeian. 2 Pot of Avarice, 3 too many. A lot of the time in my replays, you'll see that I get 5 engraved and I'm able to pull 1 off. I don't think I ever needed 3 of these. I mean, my games don't last super long. It's a pretty OTK deck, you'll see. So 2 is fine with me. Another 2 of card that I really like. 1 Card of Destruction. This is like the end-all be-all. This is scary sometimes because God knows if you use this and it gets ashed or something, the game is over. So sometimes I like to bait out stuff and hopefully get ashed and then use the Card Destruction. I think in one of the replays I have, I use it without like any other thing he'd be able to ash. I'm like, let's see what happens. He doesn't ash it, but it's a scary card, but wicked good in this deck. If you have this and like 4 other cards that are just these, and you can just go chain 1, 2, 3, 4. It's great. Monster Reborn, pretty amazing. Everything's gonna be in your grave, so just a nice Reborn card, and it comes in handy. A lot of these things you can just set it and then start doing all this stuff, and then let me see what I had on board, and now I can Monster Reborn it. Pretty good. I like to run 1 Dark World Lightning. I don't see a lot of people running this, but it's just another destruction card that also gets you the discard. So it kind of helps you combo on Extender while also being something to get rid of some back row stuff. Instead of having to do Twin Twister, which you won't get the discard off, but you get to destroy 2. I mean, you're still going to want to side 2 or probably Twin Twisters. Another reason why I'm running Lightning Storm is to get rid of that back row. This late edition, I don't even think any of the replays show this card in it. And they actually I was playing a lot more with Poly. I was seeing how that was going. But 3 Lightning Storm is probably what I would put there. If you can't afford it, Regeki, Harpy's Feather Duster, find 2. You're just trying to clear the board and really go in for the kill with this because you're going to swarm the board and be able to hit really hard, really fast. So clear the board any way you can. Or you can do super polys, which were also working for me kind of well. And one of the replays, you see it like comes in super clutch. So I take on zombies, and it's like, all right, good luck. I'm gonna take all this stuff, and it got really annoying for him. So pretty easy obliteration. But that's the main deck. Now the side deck definitely has stuff, or I mean, not the extra deck has definitely stuff that you can change. I would say Zeus is really good. I don't think I used him at all during the replays, but he is super good because you can get hits off with your Xyz monsters and just put him on the board if you're trying to survive for another turn. So he's really good. I think this is the best cards in the deck. Number 97 and number 1000. I think it's bullshit that there's cards in the game that just get to 1000 off of. You can turbo out level 8. It's like no tomorrow with this. So this is just too good, which you need to also run like 1 of these or 2 of these. I love 107 and I like 38. 38, of course, you get the negate, but 107, I kind of like the battle phase. Everything's negated. It doesn't really come in too much handy in the replays, but I really do like him. He's just another number card though, in case something happens, so you can maybe do it again. That's if you get stuff back in the extra deck. I think at one point one of the guys sent, it might not be in a replay, but they sent my this back into my deck and this back into my deck, and I was able to do it again because I had this still in there, but this was gone. It was very interesting. Yeah, so this, I never do usually go into this or this. They're good cards. There's other level 8s, very situational. You probably should run Ningirsu, to be honest. That's just a non-targeting, so I'd probably replace one of these with that. This is kind of good because of how many things it can be in the graveyard, and this is just another good level 8. I mean, it's pretty, you can attack directly, and then you can target 1. one monster and destroy it, right? And then, or during either player's turn when spell trap is actually negated. So kind of cool, pretty versatile, but I could see cutting this or cutting this for Ningirsu. Level 4, you don't run a lot of level 4s, but in case you could stall, that's kind of nice. And number 60 is kind of helpful with the, you get the draw 2 discard 1, which can come in a pinch. So kind of nice. Cowboy, you could probably cut Cowboy too. The only reason I was running him was because I was running into situations where I would attack for 9,000 and they would have a little extra life points left, just like maybe minimal stuff, because I'd have to attack into a small monster or something like that. And I found that sometimes the 800 in defense would just be enough to put me over the edge for what I needed. So that was why he was in here, because it's not that hard to do a level 8 and then the level 4. And then the Link monsters, Boral Sword, really great. You could also run Topologic. You could run Yugioh. I mean, that's a pretty decent one to get some more draw power. Boral Sword's just really good. Pretty generic. You run Boraload if you wanted. Generic monster removal, spell removal, return to hand stuff. That's kind of helpful. And then, of course, the big negate. I never really go in Appaloosa because I feel like that's more of a stally situation. If you go first and maybe you turbo out a lot of stuff, you could put that on board to try to protect yourself for the next turn. But that gets kind of scary. And then this is only in the side just because I was interchanging it with Lightning Storm and Drag Down to the Grave. I think one of the, like I said, one of the replays you'll see this, but kind of helpful. And then the generic stuff you run for that is like Predaplant crap, and you know the drill. Anyways, that's the profile. Love it, hate it, tell me, like it, comment, whatever you want to do. This is it. Check out the replays, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.